Detective Benoit Blanc is back, and this time he's heading to church for a real big mystery. As I just experienced Wake Up Dead Man, now streaming on Netflix after it had a limited engagement in theaters last month. But is this new installment of Knives Out any good as they say it is, just like the other two? Or is this one completely lost its faith and what have you that's worthy enough to wake up a dead man? Find out in the spoiler free review right now. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2025 mystery flick Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, or simply Wake Up Dead Man as it's shown on screen. From Netflix, once again, written and directed by Rian Johnson, this film is the third overall installment of the Knives Out film series and standalone sequel to Glass Onion. Daniel Craig returns as Detective Benoit Blanc, along with an ensemble cast that includes Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Cailee Spaeny, Daryl McCormack, and Thomas Haden Church. Like the previous two films, this film has received critical acclaim. Judd Duplessis, a former boxer turned Catholic priest in upstate New York, is reassigned after punching a rude deacon. He is made assistant pastor of Our Lady of Perpetual Fortitude, a rural parish led by Monsieur Jefferson Wicks. Wicks is the grandson of Reverend Prentice Wicks, who forced Jefferson's mother, Grace, to remain at the church with the promise of receiving his inheritance, only for the fortune to disappear after his death. Grace ransacked the church and destroyed its crucifix, which the younger Wicks refuses to replace. Judd comes into conflict with Wicks over his incendiary preaching, which has driven away all but his most loyal parishioners. During a Good Friday service, Wicks dies suddenly in a storage closet near the pulpit, stabbed in the back with a knife fashioned from a devil's headlamp adornment that Judd previously stole from a bar and threw through a church window. Though the evidence is inconclusive, suspicion falls on Judd. Police Chief Geraldine Scott summons private detective Benoit Blanc to investigate. He recruits Judd to assist him despite Geraldine's objections, assured of his innocence. After Wick's burial in Prentice's mausoleum, Judd and Blanc question the congregation. Learning Wicks had abruptly disavowed his followers at a meeting just before his death, failed politician Cy Draven reveals that Wicks allegedly found Prentice's fortune and was planning to use it to pursue a career in politics with Cy, who he had learned was his illegitimate son. Judd drops out of the investigation, tired of Blanc's singular focus on the murder and the mystery of the fortune, choosing instead to focus on his ministry. Yep. That's all the story I'm going to give to you. If you want to know the rest, please watch the movie. Now, for my thoughts on Wake Up Dead Man, I gotta say this was just as good as Glass Onion, and well, again, it's just about as good as the original. The reviews for the film was absolutely good, even after it had a limited release in theaters last month during Thanksgiving week. The film's score on Rotten Tomatoes is 92%, which is 1% more than its predecessor, saying, given Benoit Blanc a worthy mystery with genuinely soulful fixation on faith and a scene-stealing Josh O'Connor performance, the film is another Knives Out puzzle that comes together splendidly. Metacritic has a score of 80. Damon Weiss for Deadline wrote that the film may be the best one yet in the franchise due to its more introspective nature. A German art house portal, which I'm sorry I can't really pronounce, They say this sequel also offers everything a Knives Coupe needs: perfectly quirky characters, superb tension, witty twists, star power, and a brilliant Daniel Craig with a screen presence that exudes effort. Excuse me, I'm getting tongue tied. Effortless cool. Elisa Wilkinson of the New York Times wrote that what makes the film work is that Father Judd and Benoit Blanc are two peas in a pod when it comes right down to brass tacks. I couldn't agree more on that. Yes, I think it's pretty good. Now, Nathan Johnson does the film score, and it ends up being pretty good and why have you. So, I have to give it props for what he did. Of course, he had also done the score for Glass Onion. Anyway, just right before the film was ever released in theaters for a short run, it was on November 18th. It was announced that Rian Johnson and Daniel Craig were starting to formulate ideas for a potential fourth Knives Out movie. So we'll see what happens. Even though considering a month prior, Johnson said that he had nothing planned for a fourth film, though he did express a willingness to make another film as long as he and Craig have fun doing them and audiences enjoy them. Well, this film's gotten good response, so there is a possibility it will. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, Rian Johnson once again directs and the film from a story he wrote, and it's pretty good and what have you. I like the staying at the big church and what have you, and I gotta say it's not too bad. I mean, you if you like the first one and Glass Onion, then you're gonna really enjoy this one. For the cast, we have Daniel Craig once again back as Benoit Blanc, and I've gotta say he's great, just like before. Still incredible. Josh O'Connor, who had recently appeared in Netflix's drama series The Crown and also had recently appeared in several other films, including the 2020 version of Emma, as well as Challengers, and many others, well, appeared in this as Judd. And I've got to say, he's pretty good. He really steals the show during his scenes. Glenn Close plays Martha Delacroix, a devout church lady and Wick's right hand woman. She does an exceptionally good job, so I don't need to mention much of what that woman's done. You should know by now she's done a lot. Same can be said for Josh Brolin, whom we more recently saw in the Rain Man remake last month. He plays Jefferson Wicks. Well, he's kind of, I don't know, well, talks about some odd things to Judd. That's kind of a little bit of a issue. But I still thought he did a good job in his performance. Definitely. Geraldine is played by Mila Kunis, who you may remember of that 70s show and Family Guy fame. She's exceptionally really good. We have Jeremy Renner, of course, you know him of the MCU series and Paramount Plus's hit series Mary Kingston as Dr. Nat Sharp, a town doctor. He's really good. Then we have Vera Draven Esquire, a tightly wound lawyer, played by Kerry Washington, who I'm sure you know her from several movies. Of course, I know her from the two Fantastic Four movies from 2005 and 2007. And she's been in lots of other films. And of course, you would also know her of the recent ABC series Scandal. I have to say, she's absolutely very good in her performance. Playing Lee Ross, a formerly best-selling author falling on hard times, is Andrew Scott, who I can see here. He's done several films. Not many I'm familiar with, except for Victor Frankenstein, which I have not seen that one. But he was also in another Netflix film which came out earlier this year, Back in Action. Now playing Simone Vivian, a disabled former concert cellist, is Cailee Spaeny, who, of course, appeared in Pacific Rim Uprising and Bad Times at the El Royale. She also appeared in Priscilla, Civil War, and Alien Romulus. I have to admit she's good. Playing Cy Draven is Daryl McCormack, who most people would probably know him from some things, like the BBC series Peaky Blinders and Apple TV's Bad Sisters. Last year he was in Twisters. So, yeah, he's pretty good. Thomas Haden Church, who I know him from numerous things like George of the Jungle and let's see, of course, Spider-Man 3 and Sideways. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. Easy A, We Bought Zoo, and many others. He plays Samson Holt, a circumspect groundskeeper and Martha's lover. I gotta say, he's really good. And we also even have Jeffrey Wright as Langstrom, a bishop who assigns Duplessis to Wick's church. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's been in numerous films. Joseph Gordon-Levitt makes a cameo as a baseball announcer. Well, we don't really see him. We just hear his voice, you know. But anyway, from what I've seen, Wake Up Dead Man is a pretty good film. It's a great installment to the Knives Out film series, so I think it's good. It has great characters. The story's pretty good, and some of it was pretty funny. There were some unexpected bits and what have you, which I won't really talk about. Which that's just some of that's kind of a little bit of a flaw, but nevertheless, I thought it was good. And exciting, and I think it was just so incredible. Again, great performances from Daniel Craig and the big ensemble cast. They were exceptionally good. So if you like the other two Knives Out films and you're going to enjoy this one, check out Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery streaming now on Netflix. For my score, I'm going to give Wake Up Dead Man 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9. So what did you think of Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Oh yeah, don't forget to click the bell to get notified of upcoming vids. I will be making an announcement soon if you saw my previous video. But just wait, okay? So anyway, join me next time when I bring to you a review of Daddy's Home. Yeah, I'm going to celebrate this film's anniversary early due to the fact that I'm going to be, well, just taking a break on Christmas Day, which is when it came out. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner, you can check out my spoiler-free review of Daniel Craig's final outing as James Bond in No Time to Die. Or you can go to the upper right hand corner and you can see my spoiler free review of a film that I'm rather ashamed that it did not do so hot, and that's the remake of The Rain Man. Or you can go to the bottom left hand corner and you can see my spoiler free review of the previous installment of Knives Out, Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery from 2022. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. And keep it up. I am still getting close to 1,100 subscribers. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.